Hold on. Guys, so I get a lot of questions lately this week about the NFAC and should we be afraid? How things have escalated, man. Started out as police brutality, George Floyd, everybody was in solidarity against that. And then all of a sudden it like transformed into F the police, get rid of them, get rid of all the statues, and now F white people. At least if you let the NFAC say it. The Not Fooling Around Coalition. And if you guys don't know, I did a show years ago, 2013. I was the host of a show. And the premise of this reality show, I was infiltrating a militia. And I was going to train them and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, what I do know is I know a little bit about militias because working on that show, obviously doing research and interacting. And they're not that high speed usually. But if you guys hadn't seen, there was a group of about 200 black armed militia men dressed in all black, men and women, and they were, chanting Black Power, F white people, F the BLM. And I saw these on various social medias. One was TikTok, and the thing is that the liberal media had reported that they were pro BLM, but I specifically heard them say that. And if I can find that, I'll overlay it here. And maybe they changed, versus that. They were just maybe in a passion at that moment to say that. But the group marched to Stone Mountain, which is a Confederate monument. And in the early 1900s, the KKK had meetings there. They went there to there, and they got on a bullhorn and challenged all rednecks, they said. I know rednecks aren't racist, Boogaloos, I guess they call out Matt Best because Matt Best wears Hawaiian shirts and he's talked about boogalooing before, so maybe they're calling out Matt Best too. I don't know, but many have stated that had stated that white guys were able to go to the Capitol buildings and do things like that with rifles, and they never gave an issue. And if a black person did that, they'd be killed. Well, we see that's not true. And, these guys that were coming before, the white guys with guns were going to the Capitol. They were actually going there to battle constitutional rights before Second Amendment. Recently, the lockdown orders, never did I see any of them go there talking about they want all blacks or all, whatever, different race to meet them on the battlefield, because that's what the NFAC was doing. They were saying, come meet us on the battlefield. Y'all are scared, blah, 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 which is trying to entice that kind of drama. I've yet to hear anybody do anything that absurd until the NFAC. The KKK was a secret society started by former Confederate soldiers. They were made a terrorist organization in the 1960s. The funny thing is you'll see people say, or memes, why don't Donald Trump make the KKK a terrorist organization? Well, they had been since the 60s, long before him. But even though they're a terrorist organization, it doesn't mean they don't exist illegally and they don't meet. I remember when I was a kid, they were coming to my town for something not related to a racial issue. I forgot what the issue was, or maybe I didn't even really know because I was a child. But they were coming there because they were angry about something that happened in the town. And I remember I was scared. I was scared as hell, and I was a white kid, I was scared of the KKK coming there, Reportedly, the NFAC was a bunch of veterans, and I kind of giggled when I heard that, boasting about their abilities and their training. 10 guys from OEF, OIF could take out that group easily. They're walking in a parade formation. Anybody, even the Boy Scouts, know that you walk in a staggered column, right? I question first and foremost them being in the military, because They could be, but that doesn't make you a tactician. Look at, a lot of jobs. We got boatswainsmen, coxswains. I don't even know. We got cooks. We got the Army Rangers has cooks. Motor T. I mean, we got all kinds of things. Water purification specialist. All these sort of things. I remember when I was on ship, there was a Navy, I think a second class petty officer, and he asked to hold my rifle when I was leaving, actually on a bird to go off go to land, and he was like, "Can I hold your rifle?" And he said he'd been in the Navy 12 years and never held a firearm, so or shot one or whatever, and so like he was like so excited to hold my rifle, What about the one guy? I'll post a picture up. He had a 22 long rifle AR-15 with a round lodged sideways into action. The other thing is wearing black, and I'm sure that was just sending a message because black is the color of targets, and the reason why they're the color of targets is because it's easily seen. And anybody who's serious and you're in the mountains of Georgia, you're gonna have camouflage on, man. Don't think for a minute, though, that this racial tension is not being promoted by politicians to remove or oust Donald Trump. They are stoking the coals and use these tragedies to paint a narrative, and they're getting people really emotional. And I think they're going to regret what they're doing because it's going to cause a ripple effect, and I'll get that in a second. But it doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. If you cannot see that this is what they're doing, that these actions are just playing off this emotion and doing these things. We've seen people are really complete sheep. They'll do whatever the mainstream media tells them. No one is mentioning these horrible deaths of these children that were just gunned down, young black children. And I think eventually they will. They'll start harping on that next to disarm us, But all it's going to take is one shot to lead that ripple effect across the country. Someone's going to fire a shot in one of these groups, and then it's going to be all out war. The thing is that, like I said, you got to realize that I'm not a conspiracy theorist type guy, but things I see now, as far as like the try to grasp for power in any means possible to remove power, and you think, why do they want power so much? And they're making everybody emotional. They're doing cultural appropriation with the kente cloth, to try to get that thing. If you can't see that, and I had somebody say on a video the other day talking about this tattoo here, that this was cultural appropriation, because this was actually a cover-up tattoo. I had a horrible set of skulls around here, and I'm talking about killing people from my Marine Corps days on the back, and I wanted to cover that up because my kids. And this actually means amphibious warrior or ocean sea warrior in Polynesian, which is a Marine, obviously, because we call ourselves that. And so it's just something to cover up. It's like a claim that cultural appropriation and this and that, just nonsense. But people are very emotional about everything right now. Everybody's offended. Everybody's, ready to do something. So be careful, be ready, and know that things could pop off at any moment. That ripple effect could happen. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you can, please like, comment, and share to your other social media platforms. Watch to the end, all those sort of things. YouTube has demonetized the last 8 videos so far, and I've tried to reach out to them. No response. They won't talk to me, anything. They're just trying to quiet us, silence us, because they want to paint the narrative just like everybody else. So if you could do that, I would definitely appreciate it. Anyhow, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and take care.